What's up, guys? So, not everything's all fine and dandy here with the dually deer. She doesn't have the dualies on right now, but we got a little bit of a water pump issue. We got to change out the water pump seal. So I'm going to show you guys today how to do that. Alright guys, so here's just some basic tools on what you, well, I guess it's not really that basic of tools. So you're going to need a slide hammer, and with the slide hammer you're going to need some kind of welder of some sort to kind of attach a screw to the nut that attaches to the one end of the slide hammer, so that you can tap that screw into the water pump seal. Here is the factory Polaris water pump seal. No, it's not the one that's in my quad. I'm also going to be replacing the water. Thank you. And obviously the gaskets and just a simple socket set. Just make sure you got an imperial one, a ratchet, and then an extension. I'm also using a 1.25" chrome socket to bang in the new water pump seal here. So let's get started on this. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to take apart the plastics, so I'm just going to fast forward to me taking apart the water pump. So as you guys just saw, it was dripping out of the weep hole there. If you guys got an issue just like that, first thing I would do is check in your rad cap there for any oil in your coolant, and then check the dipstick to see if you have any coolant in your oil. And unfortunately, if you got oil going in the coolant and coolant going into the oil seal on the other side is also gone, which I will point out later on. If that seal is gone, then unfortunately you do have to split the casings to do this job. But in my case, it's just coming out the weep hole. I don't have oil and coolant mixing anywhere, so I can just get away with doing the simple fix that I'm about to show you guys. Take the clamp off. There it goes. Well, and voila! Alright, so as you can see, there's dirt inside here. With these models, this is an 06 Sportsman 700 EFI. The overflow bottle doesn't have a hose running up to the top, so I submerge this thing in deep water all the time, so sand and dirt must have got in there, which it did, as you can see, and destroyed that seal. So typically saying that oil seal behind here, which I'll show you in 2 seconds, should be fine. Now this isn't on very tight. If you want, you can take a felt pen and mark it to kind of get it similar. I don't know the exact torque spec back to it, but it's not that tight. Okay. Keep in mind, you're going to have 2 seals here. You're going to have this seal that sits over top of the big seal with the spring in it. This seal goes this way. It's going to have all these markings on the outside. It should be facing towards you when you put the new one on. And let's get this, I'll show you how to get this seal out without splitting the casings. Alright, so basically, before you can use that tool I made earlier, you want to try to get the spring out. So this is all pretty fragile, and just want to kind of pull that spring out like that and get all this crud out, and it's pretty easy. All comes out pretty easy. Perfect. So now we are exposed to that seal.
Okay.
Alright, well, we're going to see how this is going to work. guys ever see like fails? Fail, take one. We're gonna try to cut away some of this rubber. Oh, it's a text message. That's even more in that way. Maybe I gotta go like fast. What do you think?
Well, you go too fast and then
They're going in.
they're going all the way in.
Oh yes. That's not what we want. Okay. Come on, we want you. Maybe I drill pilot hole. Oh, it started. Maybe I bang. I hit it with tap it with the hammer. Tap it with the hammer. Not really. It's like a wood screw.
Yeah, but the tip's all worn off. Kind of. There's not many threads left in it. Gave it a slap of encouragement.
Well, that did something.
Oh yeah.
Don't want to go in there too deep, guys, because then you could wreck it. Now, grab your slide hammer. Okay. You want to thread it in. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now she wants to go. Alright. Now, should come out. Uh-oh. Get a, uh-oh.
So that's the oil seal.
That's not what you're supposed to pull out. That's okay. Well, that concludes today's episode because we did not buy this oil seal. Stay tuned. But in other words,
Don't use the screw method.
yeah, but if you look at that oil seal, like even like without like where like I tapped into it by accident, it still looks like it was kind of on its way out. So looks like we're not installing this today, but stay tuned. So, alright guys, so as you guys just saw, I showed you that shaft. It was all pretty disgusting. It still doesn't look like the best to me, but screw it, you know what, because I'm going to just shove a seal in there and shove the water pump seal, and we're going to just hope for the best, and we'll test it out and see how it goes. Before you do an install on them, what you want to do is you want to get a grease gun or some grease, and you want to pack the back of it so that the back spring doesn't pop out when you pop the seal on. Now, as I said earlier in the video, this isn't the proper way to do it, but screw it. I'm going to take a chance here and see if this way actually does work or not, or if oil will still leak out. But if not, then unfortunately I do gotta buy a new shaft, which is complete with the water pump and oil pump all together. I looked up online last night and it looked like that Hot Rods makes a complete kit for about $300, so we might be buying that kit. But just pack the back of the seal just like that. I'm gonna put a little bit more in there and we'll bang that seal in. Alright, this is gonna be an awful camera angle for you guys, but it's the best what I can do. Here's the seal, slip around the shaft just as so. Ta-da! Just like that. Alright, so with that seal in, it shot out oil when I gave it a bump when I was cleaning that shaft. Let's see if it leaks some oil. Seems pretty good to me. No oil, no nothing. So maybe now time for the seal that caused me problems in the beginning. This is why we needed the chrome socket 1.25 inches because it fits the best in there. I seen you can also go out and go get 1.25 inch PVC piping as well too, and that works pretty good. But I already have a socket and I don't want to spend the money. So be very careful with this seal because the seal is $80. It's not cheap, so you don't want to mess it up the first time. So just get it nice and snug in there. Get your trusty hammer and take it. Alright guys, and by the end of it, it should, that brass lip should set flush against the block there. And then don't forget to grab your seal right here, the one that we talked about. Now make sure that the side with the lip here goes facing the other way, and the side with all the marks in it face you. I put a little bit of grease on there just so that it would just kind of have something to kind of ride on and slide on. And then grab your new propeller, put that on, only goes on one way. Then grab your nut, your washer, then your nut, and then your 13 mil, and tighten that bad boy down. Just like that, and there you have it. Now let's start it up and let's see if she leaks after I put back on the housing. Alright, I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me, but make sure you guys bleed it there. You can see the bubbles coming up. Make sure the reservoir is filled on the other side, and let the fan come on. We'll let it get to operating temperature, and just keep an eye on the weep hole, which I ain't seeing any drips anymore, which is lovely because it was dripping right away even when it was cold. And when I revved it, it really did it. And there you have it, guys. That's how you change the seals on your Sportsman, and I believe you can do the same thing on the Rangers as well. And there's a few more other models you can do, but look into it. But this is a Sportsman 700, and it's a 2006. Thanks for watching, guys.